On today's show, we explore the 3 pillars or acts of the Movify Your Life Method and how you can use them to create an epic life fit for the big screen. So, grab your popcorn, get comfy, and silence your inner critic, because it's time to Movify your life. Welcome to the Movify Your Life show, the plot twist you've been waiting for. I'm your host, Jessica Grace Coleman, and through the Movify Your Life Method, I'll show you how to step into the starring role of your story and create a life worth watching. Every Movify Monday, you'll learn how to turn everyday moments into unforgettable memories, activate your main character energy, and use cinematic tools to boldly chase your biggest dreams, like the movie star you truly are. Because when the credits roll, I want you to look back at your life like it's the greatest film ever made, full of meaning, magic, and most importantly, 0 regrets. And because I truly believe everyone deserves to live an epic life fit for the big screen. So grab your popcorn, cue the music, and together, let's Movify your life. Welcome to the Movify Your Life show. I'm your host, Chief Movifier and Director of Movify Your Life, Jessica Grace Coleman. And before we get on to today's topic, I'm going to do my little What Have I Been Watching This Week segment. I need to make a jingle for that. And I tend to batch record these episodes, so I do a few at one time and then I leave it a few weeks and do a few at one time again. So I've watched a few things, but it's not just because I've been spending all week watching TV. This has been going on for a while. But anyway, I watched Resident Alien Season 4, which is the last season, which got a bit totes-a-mosh at the end. I really enjoy it. I love Alan Tudyk, I never know how you say his name, and the whole cast, really. And I always ask myself when I'm watching something, I ask myself, would I want to movify my life Resident Alien style, or whatever I've been watching? Would I like my life to be like this TV show? And the answer in this case is actually yes. The idea of aliens fascinates me. I mean, I don't know about little green men or the type of aliens that are on Resident Alien, but I think that thinking we're the only planet, insanely vast universe, to harbour life seems like just really, really unlikely. And if we think that, then we think we're the centre of the universe, and that can't be right, right? But as I say, I don't know if they've visited us. I don't know about UFOs, though it does intrigue me. But apart from all the alien stuff, a lot of the stuff I watch, I really like the community element of Resident Alien. It's set in a super small town, Patience, Colorado, which is fictional, but I love Colorado. I lived there for a year. And in this town, everyone knows everyone. There's a super cute diner. There's a bar where everyone hangs out. And yeah, I'd like my life to be like that. I'm definitely not a big city gal. So small, tight-knit community is my thing. And if there happen to be aliens as well, then that's pretty cool. Actually, I went to Rachel, Nevada when I think I was 10 or 11 with my family, which is near Area 51. And everything's sort of alien themed. They have the Little Ailey Inn, sort of restaurant place, which I believe is still there, which is very, very cool. And one of my favourite shows growing up was Roswell. So yeah, I enjoyed Resident Alien. I'm sad it's over. Highly recommended. I also watched season 1 of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I really enjoyed as well. And in terms of movifying my life, I do enjoy investigating things. I love a good murder board. I created one for my movie-mentary when I was Johnny Knuckles, the film noir PI, which was me in a dodgy tat and hat. But I don't think I want to get entangled in a real-life murder investigation, so I won't be movifying my life around that particular show. And 2 last ones, I watched the last season of Upload, which is very sad, but very good. I really enjoyed that show. And they had ride gerbils, which I think were actually squirrels driving around these cars instead of self-driving cars that set in the future. And self-driving cars kept crashing. So they put squirrels in charge. So I enjoyed that. I also watched Year of the Rabbit with Matt Berry. Love Matt Berry. And it's a sort of ye olde Jack the Ripper type times in London. And I do not want to movify my life like that. No. I need the internet. I need indoor plumbing. I need heating. I need Biscoff flavoured everything. I need my comforts. And yeah, those times are portrayed as being pretty gross in that TV series Year of the Rabbit. So that's what I've been watching. I invite you to ask when you're watching a TV show or a film, especially one you love, would I like to movify my life like this? Would I like my life to be more like this? And if so, why? And if you can start picking out the patterns of things you really enjoy watching, then you can start incorporating them into your own life. So as I say, it's made me realise, watching all these small town comfy, cozy comfort shows like Gilmore Girls, it's reiterated to me that I'm not a big city person, that I love living in the countryside in a little village or a little town. And I love the whole community element. And it just sort of mirrors back to you what you want your life to be like. So I think it's a worthwhile thing to do while watching TV and movies. And as you probably guessed, I'm a big movie and TV fan, so I do this a lot. Okay, on to today's topic. So this is the Movify Your Life show. I always try and say that too fast and then I can't say it. This is the Movify Your Life show. And I want to talk more about how you can actually movify your life. Now, if you've seen my movie Mentary, which is on YouTube, you can find the link in the show notes, and read my book, which is the companion book, again, link in the show notes, you'll know how I movified my life for a year, last year, 2024, by going on a Movify mission and creating a feature presentation mini movie. But that's just one way you can movify your life. There are so many other ways, and it was all swirling around in my head. So to explain this more clearly, I recently came up with the 3 pillars or acts of Movify Your Life. And I'm going to break them down for you in today's episode so you have more of an idea of what I'm talking about and how you can use the Movify Your Life method to movify your own life. Just a reminder, you can head to movifyyourlife.com for links to everything Movified if you want to find out more, or head to the show notes, as I said. So what is Movify Your Life? If this is your first time listening to the podcast, you might not know. So basically, it's a cinematic personal development brand, a movie-themed personal development brand that I have come up with that helps you stop living life like a background extra and start starring in your own epic story. And the idea is to enter your main character era so you can go after all your dreams, and so that when you get to the end of your life and you look back on your story, you feel pride and joy and gratitude for all the amazing adventures you've been on. And instead of feeling regret for the dreams you weren't brave enough to go after, for anything you were too scared to pursue. I believe that life isn't meant to be dull, routine, or just fine. It should feel fun, inspiring, adventurous, and magical. Like the kind of film you'd be proud to watch on the big screen. Just imagine at the end of your life, all your friends and family, all your pets, everyone gathers around to watch the film of your life. Would you be proud of the story you have told? And you can do this exercise at any point and see if you're proud of the story you've told so far. And if you're not, then you can change it. So yeah, Movify Your Life helps you become the star of your own life movie, direct the life you actually want to live, and create memories so good they deserve a highlight reel. It's all about creating epic, incredible, lifelong memories that you just feel amazing when you look back on them. It's part movie mindset, part lifestyle design, and part grand adventure. So travel comes into it quite a bit, but as I say all the time, you don't have to go far away from your home. You can just go somewhere new, do something new, meet new people, have an awesome time. And it's also built around my 3 acts framework, which I mentioned, which is inspired by classic movie storytelling, all the self-development, personal growth work I've done over the years, and just the idea of main character energy and movie magic, which is all the stuff I love. So yes, just like every movie follows a 3-act structure, Movify Your Life is designed around 3 core pillars or acts, as I've called them, that build on each other. So let's get into it. Act 1 is entering your main character era. So this is all about becoming the person your epic life needs you to be. The person who will go out there and pursue all your amazing, wildest, craziest dreams. This is where your transformation begins. It's the foundation of everything to come. So in Act 1, you step into the starring role of your life. You unlock your movie star alter ego, the bold, brave, magnetic version of you that's been waiting in the wings. You build unshakable self-belief and boost your confidence. And you embrace your main character energy so you start showing up differently in the world. So this pillar is all about your identity shift, moving from background extra to leading role. And once you've become the leading lady, man, whoever you identify as in your life, that's when you can start going after all your biggest, boldest dreams. So this is the foundation pillar act. It's all about stepping into your main character energy. And it's all about reclaiming the term main character. I'm sure you've seen on social media people using it in a negative way, like she obviously thinks she's the main character because she's doing something, attention seeking or crazy. And it's all about reclaiming that term. Like, yes, we should be the main character of our own lives. Who else would we be? So it's all about embracing your main character energy, building your confidence and showing up differently so you can go after your dreams. And the tool I give you to do this is unlocking and activating your movie star alter ego, which I've talked about on this podcast and will no doubt keep talking about on this podcast because it's such a key piece and it really is the start of everything. And hey, free plug time. This is where my movie star alter ego starter kit comes in. It's your behind the scenes pass to creating the confident, action-taking version of yourself And you can grab it for free at movifyyourlife.com/free. That's movifyyourlife.com with 2 Y's in the middle /free. So yes, it's just a free guide I put together to introduce you to the idea of the movie star alter ego, explain the reason behind it, the psychology behind it, why it works a little bit. It's all sort of bite-sized, so it won't take you long to read through. And it shouldn't take you long to implement either. And it's really, really fun. It's 7 steps to create your movie star alter ego. And there's a real world application in there as well with the coffee shop test. And it's all just about inspiring you to become that big, bold version of yourself, the version of yourself who's already in you, just needs bringing out a little. So you can start showing up in a new, more courageous way. Some of you might not need to, of course, but it's still a very fun exercise to do. And then so you can become the person you need to become to go after your dreams. It's super, super fun. I've made the guide, I think, really fun and colourful and easy to read. So again, head to movifyyourlife.com/free to grab that. Okay, so Act 2 of the pillars is directing your dream life. So we've laid the foundation in Act 1, and now it's time to start thinking about the epic story you actually want to live. And it's the story you want to live, not the story society expects you to live or that your friends and family expect you to live, your dream life. So once you've stepped into your starring role, as you said, it's time to take control of the plot. And now, a quick intermission from our feature presentation. Okay, movie star, real talk. Are you tired of feeling like a background extra in your own life? Then it's time to step into the spotlight and activate your main character era. And I've got just the thing to help you do it. Grab my free Movie Star Alter Ego Starter Kit, your behind-the-scenes pass to creating the bold, brave, action-taking version of you who goes after their dreams like the star of a blockbuster. Inside, you'll discover how to design your alter ego, choose your transformational item, pick your theme song, and build the rituals and confidence cues you need to start living your life like the epic movie it was meant to be. So, if you're ready to rewrite your script, roll camera, and finally take the lead, head to movifyyourlife.com/free to download your free starter kit now. That's movifyyourlife.com/free. Your next scene starts today. And now, let's get back to the action. So in Act 2, you design positive plot twists by making bold, intentional choices. You take aligned action that moves you closer to the life you really want. And you start living proactively and intentionally as the director of your story, not just a bystander in it or a background character or an extra. So this is where we move from mindset to momentum. You're not just becoming the star, you're writing the kind of story you actually want to live. And I wrote a whole book about this called Write Your Life, which was before I got into the whole Movify Your Life thing. So that could be something to look at. But also, this is the kind of stuff I'm going to be talking about a lot on the podcast. I'm also going to be creating more products and services around this going forward. But for now, some of it is in my new book as well, Movify Your Life. So check that out too. But it's all about, once you've laid the foundation, actually figuring out what you want from life and going after it. Not just thinking one day, someday I'll do that. Because we never know if that someday is going to come. So that's Act 2. So Act 3 or Pillar 3 is creating movie-worthy memories. And this is probably my favourite one, apart from the movie star alter ego and the second one. So yeah, they're all my favourites. But I love this whole topic. So it's all about collecting unforgettable moments you'll replay forever. And this is where the magic happens. So if you've heard me talking about magical movie moments, this is where this comes in. So in Act 3, you curate epic adventures that make your life feel like a highlight reel. My Moviementary is all about this, so go check it out if you haven't already. Creating magical movie moments, as I said, which are memories designed to make you feel truly alive and like you're in an epic scene in an uplifting movie. Use tools like Movify Missions, again, from my Moviementary, and I do a big deep dive into this in the Movify Your Life book, and also set jetting, which I've talked about in this podcast before, which is one of my favourite things to do ever, go travelling to filming locations of my favourite TV shows and films to bring cinematic fun into your everyday life and celebrate your story as you live it out loud. So there's no more waiting, no more watching from the sidelines, just going after your dream and just doing it because life is short. So as I said, this act is all about creating the scenes worth replaying, the moments you have now that will make your future self proud, the stories you'll still be telling anyone who'll listen probably years from now, the moments that made you feel truly alive and the moments that made you feel grateful to be alive. So those are the three main acts. And the magic of Movify Your Life and these acts is the way that they build on each other. So as I said, Act 1 is all about becoming the person. You unlock your boldest, most confident self. Act 2 is about creating the life of your dreams. You rewrite your script and take aligned action in that direction. And Act 3 is about collecting the memories that you get from your new epic life. You curate adventures, magic, and epic highlights. So this isn't just personal development, it's movie magic, baby. And a cinematic framework designed to help you create a story so good, you'll want to watch it again and again. So I'm currently working on a sort of signature program, which may take a while to come out, called the Main Character Makeover, which is going to do a deep dive into Acts 2 and 3. As I said, I'll also be covering all of these topics on this podcast. So if you haven't subscribed yet or followed or whatever it's called these days, please do. If you're on my list, you'll also get notified of all the new podcast episodes, as well as loads of other tips, tricks, behind the scenes info, all the deets. You can join that by going to movifyyourlife.com. And if you sign up for my movie star alter ego, you will be added to the list. So again, it's movifyyourlife.com/free. So that's all about Act 1, the starter kit. And the freebie is not just fluffy fun, like it is. I'm trying to make it fun, colourful, bold, like I said. But it's also a really powerful identity shift if you go all in with it. It's a way of saying, I'm done playing small and stepping into the version of you who takes action, makes bold decisions, and lives with that all-important main character energy. And that's what we're all about here at Movify Your Life. So I just wanted to give you this overview of the Movify Your Life 3-act framework so you have a kind of foundational understanding of what we're striving to achieve here as I do more deep dives into these topics over the next few weeks and months. It's also really a good thing for me because I can, if I'm introducing someone to the Movify Your Life world, I can tell them to go listen to podcast episode 167, I believe this one is, to get the foundational idea, overview of what Movify Your Life is. So that's what I wanted to talk about this week. I've also started doing a fun little segment at the end of my podcast episodes. At least I think it's fun. Hopefully you do too, where I take a scenario. Oh my God, I cannot speak today. I take a thing and tell you how I would movify it. Just as an aside, I watch so many American TV shows and films, and I lived in America for a year, that I often get confused between the pronunciation of words in UK English and US English. Different spellings, I'm all over because I'm a writer and editor, and I've had to write in UK English and US English, so that's down. I know all of those. But I often find myself saying a word and people will look at me in England like, what are you talking about? And I realise I'm saying it how the Americans say it. So just to explain why I might not be able to say certain things like era and era, I think, is a thing. I say Movify Your Life, main character, era. But if you think of Taylor Swift, everyone says the Eras Tour. Have I made that up? I don't know. Let me know. I've gone down a rabbit hole now. I've got a bit mad. Okay. So yes, I take a sort of concept and I tell you how I would movify it. So I thought this would be a fun thing to do, and it will give you more ideas of what I actually mean by Movify Your Life and some tips for how you can movify your own life. So it's basically making situations more fun, more epic, more like they've been taken straight from a scene in an uplifting movie. And a good way to do this is to think, if a camera was on my face, on me right now, seeing what I was doing, would the viewer be interested in what I'm doing? Or would they be bored to death? And most of the time, yes, of course, they'd be bored to death because we're just sitting at our laptops a lot of the time typing, and that isn't fun to watch. But the idea is to take something boring and turn it into something that would be interesting on a screen. So what is today's scenario? I asked my good friend, Uncle ChatGPT, to give me an idea of what to work with. And he came back with a boring Tuesday afternoon. You finished work, the weather's gloomy, and you're tempted to just flop on the sofa and scroll endlessly. Been there. Would that be a good thing to watch on a big screen? Hell no. So how can we movify this? Okay, so I think the first thing is to reframe the scene. So you're not just you anymore. You are the lead character in a movie. You are your movie star alter ego. And today is the turning point montage. Maybe you've had loads of these boring Tuesday afternoons in your past and you do not want them anymore. So if you've gone through the Movie Star Alter Ego starter kit, yet another plug for that, you'll know all about your transformational item. So to movify the situation, first of all, you would grab your transformational item. Maybe this is a bold lipstick colour you don't usually wear, your favourite jacket, some shiny new earrings like I used in my movie-mentary. Then you spray your signature scent. Again, you can read all about this in the freebie. And you step out the door and head to somewhere new, that new pub or that new restaurant you've been meaning to try. Even if you're solo, I do solo stuff all the time, and it is so liberating. On the way, you play your transformational song. Again, this is all in the starter kit, including how to create one. And you walk down the street like you own it. You are strutting along like the main character in a film. And yes, it may look silly, you may feel silly, but it's also really, really, really fun and liberating. You don't care what people think after a while. Or maybe you're in the car and you put on your favorite song and you sing along at the top of your lungs and do crazy dancing like people do when they're in films. And music is good for the soul. And even more so if it's a tailored song featuring your very own movie star alter ego. So maybe you get to this restaurant or this pub, you grab a drink or some food you wouldn't normally order, try something new. Then you could sit by the window and you could start journaling about your next big plot twist. What is the big positive plot twist you're going to make in your life? You're the inciting incident for the next chapter or the next scene of your life. So maybe you could actually book a solo trip. That would jazz up your Tuesday afternoon, wouldn't it? Maybe you finally decide to pitch that dream project or ask for the raise or ask that person out or sign up for a class you've been eyeing, and you take one step towards it, one small step towards it. Book it, put it in your calendar, put aside the money for it, whatever you need to do. And remember, you're not you right now. You're your movie star alter ego, and they get shit done. And maybe you want to take it a step further. Maybe you start talking to someone at the bar. Maybe you're a shy introvert like me and talking to strangers doesn't come naturally, but it comes naturally to your movie star alter ego. So buy someone a drink at the bar. Or if there aren't too many people in there, maybe shout, "The next round's on me," like you're in a feel-good movie. I'm sure you'll make instant friends and no one will be sitting there thinking, what is wrong with this person? They'll be sitting there thinking, yes, I got a free drink. I want to know who this person is. Besides, giving just feels good. It might be a small moment. It might be a few seconds of courage to decide to do this, but you've just turned an ordinary Tuesday afternoon into the first scene of your next epic chapter. And that, my friend, is the power of movifying. Making your life feel cinematic, intentional, and above all, fun. Because if life is not fun, then what is the point? So these are tiny tweaks, but epic shifts. And you'll probably make some new friends as well. Ooh, okay, so that's it for this week. If you have a scenario, I can't say it. If you have a situation you'd like me to movify, you can email me at action@movifyyourlife.com or DM me on Instagram at movifyyourlife. So, thank you for listening. Until next Movify Monday, that's a wrap. I'll see you on the red carpet. Thank you so much for listening to the Movify Your Life show. Before you go, don't forget to sign up for the main character memo mailing list at movifyyourlife.com/list for exclusive tips, treats, and behind-the-scenes magic. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would really appreciate it if you could please subscribe, leave a review, or share this podcast with a friend. Let's spread that Movify message far and wide because everyone deserves to live an epic life fit for the big screen. I'll see you next week for another Movify Monday. Until then, that's a wrap.